What's up, everybody? Jesse Dietrick here, along with Pat Jack from sunny San Diego. We have another on-the-tape hockey tip for you guys today. Last tip, we talked about journaling, the power of journaling, and this tip is going to build off of that. We're going to talk about the power of setting goals. We know all of you, especially if you're in this camp, you have a goal. Maybe it's to make a certain team. Maybe it's a lifelong goal in hockey. Maybe it's things outside of hockey. But having goals is so important towards your own development on and off the ice as an athlete and just as a human being. So today, Pat, Jack, and I, we're going to talk about the why, the what, and the how behind setting goals.
That's right. And it's really important to not only have that goal in your mind, but to start to put some structure around it. Because why do we want to do this? Well, it goes back to an interview you're probably going to get that we did with Alec McRae, who he recognized his goals and he knew what he wanted to work on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. So he set that goal in his mind. And having that goal gives you purpose. It gives you something to shoot for as well. It allows you to fail a little bit at the minor details so that you're reminded of what you're going for. It gives you that hunger, gives you that thirst that you cannot quench until you achieve it. So knowing that goal and not just being, I don't really know what I want to do, I just do it because someone else wants me to. All of you came to the camp for a reason. You have goals. So it's important now. We know why. It gives us purpose and it helps us overcome adversity. But it's really important to start to write these things down. So in order to write those down, why? Well, 42% are more likely to achieve those goals if they write them down. That's a huge percentage. If you don't write them down and it's just floating around and the cobwebs in your mind, you're probably not going to achieve those goals. So 42% are more likely once it's written down. Here's a weird stat. 3% of people write their goals down. Now, keep in mind that a goal is different than a task. I can write a shopping list. I can write my tasks of what I need to do today, but are they really my goals? Are they really something that I'm driving toward, and is it my purpose? No, but only 3% of those people. So we know if you want to achieve a higher level of hockey, a higher level of anything in your life, you better start writing some goals down and start working towards those, because let's face it, just using hockey as an example, there's only 31 teams, 20 to 25 players on each team. Not many people make it each year. And if you want to play NHL, you're going to know moving backwards, Jesse's going to talk about that, you're going to want to play probably college. You're going to want to play junior. You're going to want to continue to move on through the sport. And that's just using hockey as an example. Another why setting goals is so important is this is a really good lesson just for life. Whatever you want to achieve, if you want to get a degree, if you want to get married, you want to have a job, you want to buy a house, you want to get a dog or a cat, you're going to have goals and you're going to have to set those. So it's not a bad idea to start to learn how to write them. And now that you know how to use a journal, you can add those to that inner flap. And Jess is going to talk about what to include in your goal setting and how to go about it.
Absolutely. So first thing is you need to find something to actually track your goals. And maybe with your journal on the front flap, you put down a few of your big goals. Now from there, if you want to track this on a regular basis, I'd personally use something separate than your journal, because journaling and tracking your goals over time are two different things. Now, this is the way I want you to think of it. Sometimes if we look at a goal and it seems so far out there, we can get what's called paralysis by analysis. It seems so big. What's the first thing I do to achieve that goal? Maybe it is to make it to the NHL, but I'm going to teach you a way to break that down backwards. So I want you to think of what is one goal you have by the end of this year. Maybe it's to make a certain team. I'm going to try and relate this to you in your own context. Maybe it's to make a certain team. That's your yearly goal. Now, if that's your goal for the year, what is one thing that if you accomplish this one thing in the next month is going to give you that much better of a chance to achieve that yearly goal. Okay, so maybe the one thing holding you back from making that team is working on your skating. Maybe you're not the strongest skater on the ice. Maybe you need to work on your hands. Maybe it's your hockey IQ. Maybe it's your conditioning. Maybe you're not strong on the puck and need to get stronger off the ice. What is that one thing that if you accomplished it by the end of this month is going to give you that much better of a chance to reach your yearly goal? Now, if that's your goal for the month, what is one thing that if you accomplish by the end of this week is going to put you in that much better of a position to achieve your goal for the month? So if you need to work on your shot, maybe it's shooting, 500 pucks by the end of the week and picking your spots of where you want to put it. Maybe if it's you want to get stronger, you need to work out and work on your strength at least 2 to 3 times this week. If it's working on your hands, maybe you need to stick handle for at least 4 or 5 hours this week. I want you to think of what is the one goal you have for this week to help you achieve your monthly goal. Now, if that is your goal for the week, what is the one thing that you can do today to achieve that goal by the end of the week? So if I know I need to shoot 500 pucks by the end of the week, maybe I'm going to shoot 100 pucks today, and I'm going to put 25 in each corner, and I'm not going to count them unless I hit that spot. That's my task for today. If it's for strength, maybe I'm going to hop on a workout with Pat, Jack, and Jesse Dietrick. Or if it's working on conditioning, I'm going to do something to better myself, whatever. What is that one thing that you need to do today? So I think that's the what, Pat. Take your goal, break it down backwards, and now that goal for the year or maybe that lifelong goal doesn't seem as daunting. Now that 50,000 foot view is now down to here, and that step that we have to take doesn't really seem as scary as the bigger goal that we have in the back of our mind.
And that's a great way to wrap it up, because all too often we have that big goal in our mind. We haven't written it down. We don't put clarity over it. And breaking it down, moving backwards, we actually find our purpose a lot clearer. It takes a lot of stress away from us so that we actually get started doing that. So again, remember, you want to be different than everyone else. Start writing your goals down. You find your purpose. It helps you overcome that adversity. Work backwards from that yearly goal and then what you want to achieve in the next month and the next week and just today, because you always want to be better today than you were yesterday, and you will be better tomorrow than you are today. So keep driving through that and having those goals, and it allows you to build consistency as you always refer back to those goals. No matter what you are doing today, no matter what you're doing tomorrow, you can always refer back to those goals, and that is your target. That's what you're moving towards down this journey. So thank you again for joining us. We're going to continue to give you these on the tape tips. You've got 2 good ones this week from journaling and goal setting, and that's going to set you on a great path. So thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll give you more. Keep your stick on the ice.